بسم الله والحمد لله وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا رسول الله. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, I would like to congratulate you for taking this step of seeking knowledge. Why do I have to congratulate you? Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in that very authentic hadith, من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة. Whoever takes the step or initiates or starts the path of seeking the knowledge, Allah will make easy for him or her the path to Jannah, the way to Jannah. And here, subhanAllah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling me and telling all my brothers and my sisters, this path of seeking knowledge is the path to Jannah, and it is one way, one direction. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by saying this, is telling me and telling all my brothers and all my sisters, we have took the first step to this very great path. When we speak about Jannah, we don't speak about the Jannah only for the pleasure and this, but we speak about Jannah to be with the Anbiya, with the Salihin, with the Shuhada, with the Ulama. The Jannah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have prepared and chose for the muttaqeen. Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala said, hasten to forgiveness from your Lord and to a Jannah as big, as wide as the heavens and the earth. And then Allah said, Allah has prepared it for muttaqeen, for the pious ones. Ya Rabbi, who are the pious ones? The pious ones are those whom Allah chose for knowledge. Allah said, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهِ. Be aware of Allah. Be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dominate your life. Be constantly with Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever you do it for His sake. Whatever you do it in order to seek in His pleasure. So the pious ones, Allah said subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. Be aware of Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah will teach you. So this path is path of khair, path of nur, path of rahmah. And that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in that very authentic hadith, he said, everything in the universe seeks Allah's forgiveness for those who teach good to people. He said, even the fish in the sea. As if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling me and telling all my brothers, my sisters, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala facilitated everything for them. They are not making dua for themselves because they are busy teaching others, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made everything to make dua and istighfar for them. And that's why, subhanallah, why? But in this very hadith that I've mentioned, speaking about those who teach good to people, you might say, but we are now learning. But I would say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, كنتم ربانيين بما كنتم تعلمون الكتاب وبما كنتم تدرسون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about the Rabbaniyin. Rabbaniyin, which means they have got no any relation to anything else other than Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rabbani. And you are inshallah ta'ala starting with Seekers Hub, and your Sheikh is Shaykh Faid Rabbani. So the word Rabbani comes from those who are related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah all of us make us Rabbani. So let us see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described this Rabbani. Allah said the Rabbani, those who are related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not to anyone else. Allah said, كنتم تعلمون الكتاب. You became this Rabbani because you were teaching the book. وَبِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَدْرُسُونَ. And because you were learning the book. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first said, You are teaching the book and then learning the book. And you will never disagree with me, inshallah. Especially about this very point, because there is a lot of disagreement in everything else in this dunya. Learning comes before teaching. But yet in this ayah, Allah said, تُعَلِّمُونَ الْكِتَابَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَدْرُسُونَ. And every word in this Quran is in its appropriate place. As if Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling me, whatever I learn, I'm learning because I'm going to teach it. I don't have to be a teacher. I don't have to be a lecturer. But subhanallah, what you learn, you are going to deliver it in a way or another. Because all mothers are the first teachers. But we call them mothers, we don't call them teachers. So subhanallah, in this path of khair, because subhanallah, there is nowhere that once you start, you'll have the same reward when you achieve. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam relates between the teachers and the students, and he made them equal when he said, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best of you are those who learn the Quran and those who teach the Quran. Subhanallah, you became the best actually by starting this way of seeking, this path of seeking knowledge. You became the best. And that's why in another authentic hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam speaking to the teacher said, إِذَا جَاءَكُمْ طُلَّابُ الْعِلْمِ. If the students, those who seek knowledge, come to you, say to them, مَرْحَبًا بِوَصِيَّةِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. Greet them. Tell them, welcome. You are those Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has advised us to be nice and to be in your service. And you are very lucky, honestly, to say in this very world that everyone is teaching, and instead of seeking a proper ilm, we're living in a knowledge of information. In your smartphone, you will have all these references, all these hadiths, all these ayats. The Sahaba, may Allah be pleased with them, they have never had the information that we have. But they had the great actions and the great niyyah. I would say, every one of you is a potential alim that can save the ummah. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-ulama'u warathatul anbiya." The ulama are those who inherit the anbiya, because they guide people. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's, the inheritance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is seeking knowledge, as it was said. Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu said, once he went to the market and he saw everyone was engaging in buying and selling. That is the nature of market. So Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu was jealous. He wanted them to get the khair. So he said, you are keep buying and selling these things, and you don't know that people are the inheritance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has been divided to the ummah. So everyone is taking their share. They said, where is it? He said, in the masjid. So most of the people, they've left, and they went to the masjid. When they went to the masjid, they didn't see what Abu Hurairah has spoken about. So Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, they came and said, Ya Abu Hurairah, you've said this to us, but we didn't see. He said, what did you see in the masjid? They said, we saw people who are teaching the Quran and learning the Quran. He said, that is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had left for this ummah. But I have few advices for you. At the very beginning, I would say, when Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهِ, be aware of Allah and Allah will teach you. This taqwa, if you are not fully aware, if whatever we learn, if it doesn't increase us in iman, make us closer to Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are not achieving anything. Subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing the Sahaba, they used to say, أَيُّكُمْ زَادَتْهُ هَذِهِ إِيمَانًا. Whenever they read an ayah of Quran, they say, whose iman has increased by reading this ayah. So learning is a process. And let us be very careful. Wallahi, when we seek the knowledge, we are dealing with ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, teachings of the greatest of the salihin of this ummah. So to appreciate this, and also to make sure that we implement what we are learning. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to make dua, used to say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min ilmin la yanfa'. Oh Allah, I seek refuge by you from a knowledge which doesn't benefit me. And also to be aware that you are in a path of becoming like most of the Sahaba were coming and learning. They were struggling. I know you might find it very difficult to seek knowledge with working, with family. Some of you as well, they have a lot of other things. But remember, it wasn't easy as well for the Sahaba. Radwanullah alayhim. It was narrated, Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu. He said, I have to look after my family. And he was farming. And he had a big family. And also he wanted to come to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to learn. At that time, they didn't have this access that we have right now. To go to speak over, to learn over the internet, all this wasn't available. So you have to go there physically. So Sayyidina Umar said, me and my neighbor was from Ansar, said, we've agreed. We've made a kind of system. Said, one day I was looking after my land and my neighbor's land, and I was looking after my family and his family, and he will go to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He will keep seeking the knowledge, and then when he comes, he teaches me what he learned from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the other day, I will go and he will look after my family and his family. Look at the struggle and the strife. And this is most of our ulama, they went through a lot in order to save this great knowledge for us. And I will tell you, whatever we do, we are doing it for ourselves, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. Verily, we've sent down the dhikr, the Quran, the deen, and we will protect it. So I'm not going to protect the deen by learning the deen, but I'm going to protect myself, and I will get closer to Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I will be, inshallah, if every one of us, we have to think, we will be in this path of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We are learning about him. We are speaking about him, salawat rabbi wa salamuhu alayhi. And we, by doing this, we ask Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala to unite us with him and to make us with him in Yawm al-Qiyamah. May Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with you. May Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. May Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala make you from the greatest of ulama of this ummah. May Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala make each and every one of you mujaddid, the one that who renews for this ummah, inspires the ummah, inshaAllah. Allah knows how proud we are of you. We've never thought. Every time people, they say, no, the time of seeking knowledge is gone, the time of ulama is gone. But subhanallah, every time we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promise, we see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's promise in you. Allah said, Allah, I will protect the deen, which means I will inspire many of you to learn the deen. And Allah chose you for this. So may Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you the tawfiq to complete what you have started. May Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala reward Sayyid Shaykh Faraz and all his brothers and all his sisters in the Seekers Hub. May Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala make this facility a facility of khair and of nur that will be remembered, inshallah, generations after generations after generations, inshallah, and it spreads the nur of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because you have to remember, Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ نُورٌ. Allah has blessed you with a nur from him. Rabbi is nur. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is nur. The Quran is nur. And may Rabbi subhanahu wa ta'ala make everyone who is in this path, everyone who is seeking the knowledge, a nur. Barakallahu fikum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.